All right. Hey, we're here today, right now, with Allie Colleen, and her music career is just booming, booming, booming. I've got a few questions for you. Lovely to meet you.
I would be honored to answer them. Thank you for saying it's booming. It is. It's booming.
Yep. And tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. Big night here at Third and Lindsley. Want to start off with a couple questions. You're from Oklahoma, yes or no?
Yes,
Okay. I've been to Stillwater. You been there?
I have. I have. My family went to OSU.
Oh, Eskimo Joe's.
Eskimo Joe's, Go Pokes, all the stuff. Hideaway Pizza.
Yeah. I've been there. I got stuck there for 2 weeks with my little dog.
In
Yeah, I guess
Stillwater
there's
you
a
did?
the veterinarian hospital there.
Yeah.
And we were crossing country and had to go there and spend 2 weeks.
Was your dog okay?
Yep, came out okay.
Good.
Yep,
Good.
everything worked out. So now, do you live in Nashville now?
I do. I moved here in 2014 to go to Belmont University, so I've been here a long time. This is my 10th year here.
No kidding.
I know.
Wow,
Yeah.
Belmont. and Belmont, the famous. Tell us a little bit about that
I did.
experience.
I got a degree in songwriting, whatever
Yeah.
that means. That was
Okay.
rad. That was
Okay.
awesome. I met a lot of really cool, kind people that obviously I just work with now. You know, everyone got job placements in town, and
Yeah.
now I just kind of work with my classmates, which is really, really cool. But
Wow.
I moved here at 17 to go to college for music. So
And Belmont, the best.
the best. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's see here. Did a little homework. So you do live here in Nashville. I guess you get back home whenever you want.
When I can. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's go to Grass on the Grave. I listened to it. Your new hit, yes?
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Then yes, that's mine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
That's
me.
funny. Okay. What's the story behind that song?
So it's kind of like that, for me personally, it's kind of like this little sequel to a song that we put out in February called While We're Still Friends. And While We're Still Friends was just all about this kind of almost season of limbo where, like, you know that what you thought was going to be forever isn't going to be kind of thing. And so Grass in the Grave gets to create this amazing space for you to be both equally frustrated as you are, like, healed, you know, going for the future. So
Yeah.
Grass in the Grave, the whole idea is it takes time moving on, but there's grass in the grave, right? So it kind of creates a space for grief, but it also creates a space for grief almost in kind of a frustrated way, which I have found for me in my circumstance in my life, that's what I needed. I know it's not what everyone needed, but it's created a really cool room for a lot of people to feel that way.
Yeah. And was that when you wrote or co-wrote?
I co-write almost all my songs. I co-write all my songs. So I wrote this with Miss Crystal and Alyssa Trihan and Craig Wilson, who has since passed away since we wrote this song. So we're always just respecting Craig and his memory and creating in this town.
I think I read something about that. And then While We Were Still Friends with Lee Bryce.
Yes.
How
so
did that song come about?
that came out before. Lee and myself and Miss Sarah Bryce, his wife, who I've written with for years, we sat down in February of 2021 and we wrote that song. Lee has been producing my music for the last couple of years, and we wrote that song together. Just about, again, just while we're still friends, right? Like, while we love each other, like, let's agree to not anymore, kind of thing.
Yeah. I remember watching the lyrics or reading the lyrics of that. Very cool.
Yeah,
Let me see here. Do you write most of your own music?
I do. I only have one song that we've put out so far that I did not write on, which is called Pink Lemonade, and it's only because I could not have wrote it better if I tried. So
Oh my.
I love that song. But everything else I've been a writer on. And I think we've only released one song that was a solo write for me, because those are always really personal for me. But there is a solo write out there called Blame It on the Weather
Okay.
on the Stones album. That's very cool. But everything I've been a writer on.
And Lee Bryce sang with you, I guess, on While We Were Friends, right?
Yeah,
Harmonies
so While
and
We're
all
Still Friends, he wrote it with me, and then he produced it for me as well with Jared Neiman. And as we were in there, just selfishly, I said, hey, just as a fan, it would blow my mind to have your vocals on one of my songs. Would you
Right.
consider, just doing the background vocals for me or something? And he said, yeah. And he did it when I wasn't there. I was on town. I was on the road, and I came back, and he goes, I did a little more than background vocals, and you can tell me if you like it, or if you don't like it, it's fine. And what he did just added that incredible second character that really makes it this kind of amicable space of, like, hey, while we're still friends, I love you, you love me, let's not do this anymore.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely incredible as a fan to hear Lee Bryce's vocals with
Yeah.
mine. That was
And
wild.
He seems like a really. I've never interviewed him, but he seems like a real down-to-earth guy.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, just the kindness. Yeah.
Wow. And Jared Neiman.
Yes.
Tell me about that. I mean, working with both of them must have been amazing.
Yeah, so I had this song called Halos and Horns a while back that I knew I wanted Lee to produce because he had showed me some pitches that he was sending off for sync that were kind of similar to it and that he had produced. And so I knew that he sonically understood what I was going to go for. So I asked him about it, and he said, well, if it's okay with you, I'd love to bring my friend in to co-produce with me because he was really, he had a big role in those songs that you're talking about, that you're referencing. And I said, beautiful. Any chance I know who it is? Like, who's going to come in on it? And he said, it's Jared Neiman. And I said, that'll do. That'll be fine.
That's perfect.
That's okay. So I was lucky enough to get to spend the last couple of years just watching those guys work and getting to learn. And there's something about being the worst person in a room in this town. It's the greatest thing on the planet. You just get to learn, and every now and then, like, maybe impress somebody. It's pretty cool.
I love it. I love that. This one here, what was it like touring and traveling with Lee Brice?
Oh, it was my favorite. As I said, I've got to experience Lee as a writer, which I thought was my favorite. And then I got to experience Lee as a producer, which I thought was my favorite. And then getting to sing with Lee was the most wild thing on the planet. And just getting to really sing with a vocalist was absolutely incredible. Also, I didn't know, and I don't know how I didn't know this, but he can play piano. And he can play piano really, really well. So he played piano on the road when we would play our song together.
Oh my
And that was incredible. And every night in his opinion, he fumbled through it. I thought it was great every night. Every night it was different, but it was still great. And it was so good. And so getting to go on the road with Lee was a blast. We got to open in 6 cities. And very lucky to have hopefully stolen a good bit of his crowd, to hopefully come back to our shows when we get to go play those areas. So
very cool.
it was
very
incredible.
Cool. All right, and then here's a question: what gets you excited in the morning about the day? What gets you going?
Oh, I'm so glad that you asked me this because I wouldn't have had an answer 2 days ago. I would have said nothing, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you, nothing, nothing. But now, oh my gosh, I think about how I want to feel when I lay down.
Really?
Yeah. Because when I wake up, I feel awful, right? I feel horrible. I've got a lot of mental illness stuff that just, the mornings are really hard for me. And I think it's because morning comes with decisions, right? Especially in my world. I have a lot of free time in my day, right? To create in my own space. So you kind of have to make yourself do stuff. And so waking up and knowing I have over 24 hours of decisions to make was always paralyzing. But now I wake up and I'm like, how do we want to feel when we get back in this bed tonight? And then you get up and you do stuff, and it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had an answer for that 2 days ago.
No kidding.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
I just thought that last time. I've got to come up with some questions for her, so let me think here.
Dang! There's
This
some
just
mojo
hit
going on.
me,
Yeah,
I
like
wonder
that.
what gets her going in the morning. What gets her excited?
Nothing.
So, all right, inspirations. Who were your inspirations then, and who are they now?
Growing up, I was always in love with the narrative songwriter, singer-songwriter stuff, and not even singer-songwriters, huge artists like Jody Messina and Jamie O'Neal and just Mark Wills and Lee Brice and James Taylor and all of those people, but the people who really told stories, you know what I mean? Songs that I could create characters for in my brain and all that kind of stuff I loved, and I really took that in as a songwriter too. Now, I'm just a huge fan of kind of the same thing, but just a true artist, a true artist that you can tell doesn't have a choice to do this or not. Lainey Wilson doesn't have a choice to do this or not. You know what I mean? She was put on this planet to do what she's doing. Ashley McBride was put on this planet to do what she's doing. I feel the same way about Cody Johnson. I feel the same way about my friends. At this day and age, it is a huge privilege of mine to say that I am a fan of my friends. I get to live in this town, and I get to watch Carter Winter and Carly Rogers and Emma Zink and Matt Wynn all do their thing, and it's they deserve to be on top of the world, and it's not even that they're not on top of the world. I'm really excited to see their careers just continue to grow because they deserve the world. But it's very cool now as an adult to say that my inspirations are my friends.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's incredible.
No one's ever answered it like that. That's so cool. All right. And then touring schedule coming up. What's going on for 2024?
We have a whole tour schedule on my website. It's alliecolenemusic.com. Anyone can follow along for. We have a lot of stuff heavy on the end of the year in the sense of right now we're really kind of in the studio. And then for summer, we get to do kind of the in-town stuff. So if anyone comes into Nashville, you get to see me do the Broadway stuff. You get to see me do all the cover gig stuff, which I still think is very fun. So anyone who wants to come see us play, they can just check out the website and come see us on tour. We've got some opening acts, we've got some headlining acts, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll be in your area, and you can come see us.
Yay. And last but not least, what's the next big thing for Allie Colleen?
Oh, it's massive. It's huge. It's large. I don't know yet.
Can you tell? Is it still a secret?
It is kind of still a secret, but I was thinking about this week, and I'll be completely honest with you. This is my most hated interview question. Would you like to know why?
Yes.
Because I've worked so hard for every moment up till now. I don't know what happens in the next 5 minutes. You know what I mean? But I know that right now, there's so many absolutely slapping songs on Spotify of mine, you guys, right now, that I guarantee you haven't heard all of them.
Right.
So don't worry about what's next. Go check out what I've done, you guys.
Love it.
I can't wait to tell you guys what's next, but right now, go check out what I've done. I'm very proud of it. I hope you like it. If you don't,
Shame on you. All right. Well, thank you, honey.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome.
Thank
All
you.
right, Allie
Thank you, guys.
Colleen. All right, we'll see you around the neighborhood and stay
Adios.
country.